Hi everyone, it's Dr. Nurse Tutor here. I am back with another video. I am going to now be talking about learning styles in the classroom, in practice, whatever or wherever it has to do with nursing practice. Learning styles are extremely important, and it's very important to understand your learning styles. And the reason why that is important is because if you're in the classroom and you have a professor who is teaching based off of a learning style that is not catered to how you learn, being in the classroom can be extremely difficult. And once I realized that, I make it my business to incorporate all the different learning styles in the classroom to make sure that I'm reaching out to all of my students. Now, when I'm talking about learning styles, I'm talking about, are you an auditory learner? Do you need to hear to learn? Are you a visual learner? Do you need to see to learn? Are you a kinetic learner? Do you need to do to learn? In my opinion, I'm a little bit of all three. Visual is my thing. I need to see it to understand it, and then I need to do it. So really for me, I need to hear it first, and then I need to see it. It's imperative that I see it, because for me, if I can see how it's done, then I can then do it. Okay, then I can then understand it. So it's extremely important to know what kind of a learner you are. Okay, and by doing that, my teaching style is, I will do the PowerPoints. I'm a PowerPoint queen. Some professors don't like PowerPoints. I like PowerPoints because that way, especially with pathophysiology, I feel like it's necessary to have PowerPoints because you need to hear me. You need to hear me when I'm speaking. And then I need you to be able to visualize what it is I'm telling you so that you can actually see what's going on. See what's going on in the disease process so that you have an understanding as to what's going on in the person's body that is causing disease to happen, that is causing them to be disease stricken. So it's really, especially when you have to go and take notes, right? Because a lot of times when we're in the classroom, we're jotting down notes because we're putting things down in our own words. But when you sit down in front of those notes, I need to know that you understand what it is you just wrote down based off of how well I was able to bring that information to you. So understanding what kind of a learner you are is imperative. And actually, I have a lot of my students, I prefer that a lot of my students tell me what kind of a learner they think they are. And a lot of times people are not asked that question, so they don't even think to even voice that concern to a professor. So I want you to think about, what kind of a learner are you? And once you realize what kind of a learner you are, when you get into the classroom, if that professor is not feeding that need for you, it may be imperative that you have a conversation with that professor. Hey, I am more so a hands-on kind of a person. So with hands-on, I like to do practice questions. Kahoots is a really good option for my IT techie students. I have a wide range of students, anywhere between the age of 21 to 66, right? So Kahoots may not necessarily be the best option for a 66-year-old student who's in nursing school. So while I'm doing Kahoots, I also do traditional paper. I don't mind doing traditional paper, writing down practice questions with answer choices so that they can read off of those answer choices and choose the best option. My younger students, they may, of course, they're tech savvy. They have their cell phones in hand. So Kahoots would be a great option for them, to where they can see the questions on their cell phone and they can choose the answers and we can discuss the rationales. So do not be afraid to speak up or voice your concern about what your learning style is. And if you feel like it's not being provided for you in the classroom. I love to have those kind of conversations because I am the kind of professor where I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that you are successful as a student. You are a student. You are paying your money to be in the classroom, so it is our responsibility to make sure that you have the tools to be successful in the classroom. So please, think about it. If you've never thought about what your learning style is, think about what your learning style is and make sure to voice those concerns when you are in the classroom to make you a successful student.